Hey there, Urban Rivals YouTube. This is Mango UE here with your weekly. Wait a second. Nuh-uh. No. That's not quite right. There we go. Here's Mango UE here with your bi-weekly ELO New Blood card review thing. Apparently you guys liked the pretty pictures last time. I'm assuming that it distracts from the terrible audio, so I decided to go to get more pretty pictures for you guys this week. It's also kind of why I have not updated on Friday, and I'm updating Saturday, but enough about that. Let's go on. Thanks to White Dragon for his presets seconds after the cards are released. And here we have all the 4 cards. We have Lil J, we have Thorpo, we have Cheap, and we have Lulu. Interesting this week. We'll first start off with Cheap. He is an 8 and a 2. He has 3 stars. He's in the Jungle Clan, and he's a stop -3 opponent damage minimum of 1. Jungles pretty much have a reputation of having kind of bad stop cards, and Cheap, he's kind of a bad stop card. This visual, this card looks kind of crappy. So here, let's go to hold up. Let's go look through all his artworks. That was number 1, 2, and here I'm going to leave it on 3 while I talk about his stats. The 8's good power, 2 damage is absolutely terrible. Even with the bonus, a card like Scorpia is much better. Radex much better. Lots of other great 3 stars. There's not Booma for better attack manipulation, and if you want more solid attack manipulation, you have Rodney. As I said, Scopia's better ability. The only thing is, maybe in Standard, since Peg has left Standard, and I think their only other DR as well, Niva has also left Standard, so I think this is the reason they need a damage reduction, but it's a stop damage reduction, so it's pretty bad. So I'm going to go ahead and give this card a 3 out of 10. Much better competition, terrible stop ability, pretty bad stats. There's nothing at all attractive about this guy's vest. Alright, on to the next card. We have Lil J. He is a 2-star in the Bangers, a 6 and 3, -1 opponent power minimum of 1. Here's his first artwork, and here's his second artwork. He's actually a really good 3-star, although he's not the number 1 3-star, or 2-star, excuse me, 2 stars. The number 1 2-star in the Banger Clan is going to be Graph. That SOA is just way too valuable to give up. And he does have a lot of competition for 2-star spots in the Bangers. Bangers have great 2-stars. They've got B-Ball for damage reduction, Benny for pretty high power. They've got, as I said, Graph. They've also got Gyro if you want more damage. They have Kevlar for mono, and I think Massive. Massive's the other 2-star, and Raquel. I guess Raquel is not bad. I think he's going to beat out Raquel. With 1 less damage, his ability is way worth more than the backlash she gets. I'm going to say he's better than Massive because of stability. Lil J is always going to be pretty good, and even though he has 1 less damage, Massive's power equal power opponent can bite him. And since Lil J has a -1 opponent power minimum of 1, there's nothing at all wrong with his ability. As I said, Graph's SOA way too strong to be beaten out by this guy. And I think this guy also would beat out Benny, because they're pretty much the exact same card, except this guy is more stable and it has power reduction instead of power adding. So, and then B-Ball, he's a DR, kind of not in the same group. So this guy's going to be his second choice. And he has pretty great synergy with the clan. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy an 8 out of 10. He's pretty good. Let's move on to Lilu, a 7 and 1 2-star for the Sacrum, damage equals damage opponent. I remember back when they released the 7 and 1 damage equals damage opponent for skills, and the staff had messed up, and they put a Sacrum background instead of a skill background, and then everybody was like, "Oh, this card's awesome!" And then they found out it's that auto the card was actually in the skills and not in the Sacrum. But they've actually released this card for the Sacrum. Let's go through. This is her first upgrade. I kind of personally just, don't want to upgrade her to her second one. But that's just me, and I'm a guy, and I'm sure all my female viewers, if I have any, will take offense at that. But I mean, hey, I'm a guy. She has a lot of competition. You've got Aliester, you've got Imbolt, you've got Lunatic, I guess, Nabo, Nimistic, and Waka, and Woodsix. She is not a DR, so I'm automatically not going to compare her to Nabo or Aliester, although I think she's better than both of them. Just because your opponent's not going to have 1 damage, which means she's going to have better damage than Aliester, and Nabo is pretty terrible. Imbolt's not ever used, not really going to compare her to him. Lunatic may be the one she had is probably going to be competition with, because Lunatic is the 2-star with damaging. She's a 6 and 1 damage plus 3. I would say Lulu is better than Lunatic, because on average, Lulu is going to have equal damage to Lunatic. 4 damage is the average in ELO, and that 1 extra power is going to be the thing that beats her. Nimistic, I don't know. I like Nimistic's Dead Pill ability, so maybe a tie there, maybe point in favor of Nimistic. Woods is courage based, also 1 less power, but he has a stop opponent bonus. Maybe they might be in competition with each other, but I think Lulu would win due to higher power and potential damage higher. Waka, I don't know. Waka is immune to DR, and Waka also is the same as Luau against SOA. But as I said, 4 damage average for Lulu makes her better than Waka. But I would actually say Waka would win, mainly because he's invulnerable to DR. So I'll give her 7 out of 10. She's pretty good. She's probably going to be your 3rd, maybe 4th choice with maybe Aliester and Nimistek or Waka, just depending on if you like dead pilling or if you like pilling up. That's it for her. Now on to Thor. No, not Thor. Thor Pa! Although, obviously, this card has been based off of Thor. Here, he is an 8 and 5 in the Frozen. 5-star minus 2 pills. Minimum of 1. I'm not going to jump on Thorpa's bandwagon. I'm not. His pill ability is what does it for me. And here, let's go through all his upgrades. And see, he looks pretty cool, and he's a 5-star for the Frozen. But currently, he's just as much as Kalindra, and I don't think he's near as good as Kalindra, because Kalindra, she's able to be used 100% of the time. You can use her first. You can use her like any round. This guy, he has kind of a conflict. It's hard to get both his bonus and his ability together, because that if he wants both of them, that automatically knocks out 2 rounds. The first round and the last round, because the first round he won't have his bonus, and the last round his ability won't matter. So he's already got limited usage if he wants that full 10 and 7 minus 2 opponent pills minimum of 1. That being said, he's okay without his bonus if he has his ability, and he's okay without his ability if he has his bonus. So, I mean, a 10 and a 7 as a 5-star is good, and also a 8 and a 5 minus 2 opponent pills, minimum of 1, is good, although not great. Obviously, very vulnerable to DR if that happens. And the 10 and 7 is also vulnerable to DR, but he has extra damage to, be taken away from. So, I mean, I don't think he's better than Kalindra. Aya, who's a 9 and a 7, pretty much all 3 rounds after the first round, I think he's better than Aya, because with his bonus, he can be a 10 and a 7. And then with his ability is not the same as his bonus. It's a pill manipulation. Apparently the Frozen are pill and life manipulation class. So, I mean, I don't think he's as great as everybody else thinks him to be. I think he's going to be an okay 5-star. But, as I said, he has that pill manipulation, and his bonus is just, those are 2 things hard to reconcile in a game. It makes you very predictable when playing. Although, when it works, it's very, very powerful. So, I mean, he's got his pros, he's got his cons. As I said, without his bonus, he's very vulnerable to DDR. He doesn't care about SOA if he can get his bonus. But SOB and DR are probably going to be his main downfall, which would be a card like Artis in ELO. So, yeah, he's good. He's not as great as I think everybody thinks he's going to be. They're probably just like, OMG, a 10 and 5, a 10 and 7 with pill manipulation, OP, OP, OP. It's really hard to get that 10 and 7 with the pill manipulation, and it's always predictable. So, I want to give him an 8 out of 10. I feel like I'm being a little generous. I'm actually giving him a 7 out of 10. I hope they release some better cards for the Frozen. Better 5 stars, better 4 stars. The Frozen have so much potential. They can have so much potential to be great. And Thor is okay. Thorpa is okay. I don't... He's not going to replace Palintra. And he beats out Aya. And those are all your options you have right now. So that's why I'm going to have to give him either a 7 out of 8 or an 8 out of 8. I'm putting him up so high because he literally has no competition really right now. I think that's going to be it. Yeah, we're back to our Mango Yui. Actually signing out.